Electrics is a whole nother ball game. You can go your steel wires, your nylon wires, etc. Tapes, wires, cable, whatever. A lot of people love their white ones for their horses. Trust me, if a horse isn't going to see the post, I don't think an insulator on the side, a white insulator, is going to make a massive difference. Especially if the horse is running that way. Can you see the white insulator? Generally about a 20% increase in price between a black one and a white one, I've found. So that's entirely up to the horse owner. Some people like the aesthetics of things being white. Different brands, different profiles, different prices. Yep, they all pretty much do the same thing. And you're going from 40 cents, 60 cents. Just depends on how many you want to do, how far you want your wire sitting out. They sit out at a slightly different depth. There's two main differences in your insulators. This is a pin lock, so you put your wire through and continues. So your wire can be already strained up and then clip it in. If you've got the claw insulator, basically your wire, if it's already strained, it's very difficult to get it up and through like this. So you almost have to put it through your insulators before you strain it all up and put it through. Just a tip, so that if you run all your plain wires and then you go and put your insulators on and then you're having a lot of trouble, you need to basically mark your posts first if you're going to use claw insulators. With electrics, you need to make sure, as much as with wallaby wire, that you've got a nice clear fence line, that you don't have plants, trees, etc. growing through it. It might be okay at this time of the year, you're not losing much power, but as soon as you get a foggy morning, a rainy day, your fence is doing nothing. It's putting all that power straight into your plants rather than into the fence itself. You can run offsets as well, so these ones just go on the tops of your posts or halfway down, wherever you wish to set your fences up. You can go screw in ones. These also go onto steel posts. They line up with the hole, get it on there. A little bolt goes through and that holds them onto the post. These ones you drive into timber posts. These are the old style ones. Well, they still do them currently. And these are the newer ones. Common thing, horses, cattle, etc. Even if the fence is on, this is sticking out, normally somewhere around this height. It's about that mid-thigh height most people put them. The wire sits through here. So as you can see, the very end of this, if something touches it, they're not going to get electric shock. So a lot of things, this is on your post, they come up and they give it a good scratch. It's all looking good like this when you build your fence. A year later, this is over here like this, and the wire's now cut through here a bit or touching the fence or something else. These guys have done this ingenious thing of putting an insulator in the middle. So this piece here is now all electric, which is great. You don't get all that issue of things bending. So that there, you can pre-drill them.
Oh, like that bit. I was thinking you hit it.
Or you can just drive them all the way in.
Okay.
You can put a staple over it if you want, just to stop it twisting, but if you drive it in far enough, you can actually bash that and it'll indent into the timber, so it won't move then either. One thing with electric tape to remember, most of them run a minimum of 6 wires through it. So if your electric fence unit says it will run 10 kilometres of fence, if you've got 1 kilometre of tape, you're effectively running 6 kilometres already, especially if it gets some moisture in it. Most wires are going to last you 20 years plus. Tape's going to last you, I think most of them have only got a warranty guarantee for about a year, some are 3 years. So that's another factor to look into. The bigger the wire doesn't mean the bigger the jolt you get. It's all up to how big your electric fence unit is. And you don't want to go too big an electric fence system for horses. It can kill them if you're running an electric fence unit designed for stopping large cattle, bulls, etc. And you've got your horse paddock right near your shed or wherever where your big electric fence unit is, if they hit it in the wrong place, especially in the chest when they front up to a fence, it can kill them.
Wallaby fencing, there's a role for electric fencing in wallaby fencing, but the pure electric fence for wallabies has been discounted as not successful. It's also, you have to have so many wires and so many pickets, it's an enormous amount of work. Wallabies and wombats do need something to bounce them. If it's an electric fence, the electric fence is there to stop them digging and fooling around at the bottom of your fence. If they decide to go through, they'll go through and take the shock. Or there's various other tricks that people talk about that they go through and avoid the shock, but you do need something to bounce them, and really the electric's there to stop them digging. The standard thing is 5 inches off the ground, and it's very hard to maintain that, and at that you want big voltage to burn off grass that grows up, but you're likely to have to, you do have to spray it all the time. We recommend that you have a dedicated energiser for your wallaby fence, because if your power goes down or gets low because it's round the rest of the farm and you've got all the problems associated with the rest of the farm, if you have a period with it off and the animals start working it out, they start going through, then they stuff up your whole electric option. You know, you've got shorts all along your fence, you've got the bent things like Tim was just talking about. So yeah, we recommend you got to have high voltage, especially to stop wombats, high voltage, and we recommend having it dedicated to the wallaby fence.